and they mentioned that they could ultimately land a non-conference game with the 3-6 format. With the new scheduling model, they mentioned that going to 9 games not only adds value for TV, but also protects the season ticket sales and donations and college football playoff access for more teams. It could also increase the rivalry games. So I kind of like this new format. EG, what you thinking?
Um, I kind of like it. Like you, we mentioned, we talked about it before the show, and I like the fact that you can maybe add another rivalry there. I really like that because you don't have to choose, you know, the teams you want to play against. You can't really choose, but like the thing you said, it could be another rivalry created somewhere down the line. But also in the SEC, man, I feel like if you're in the SEC West, you play most of the tough teams. So if you add another conference team, how bad could it be? I don't feel like you're playing a opponent that's that tough because you play most of the toughest opponents. And I'm pretty sure we're not going to add a team as an Arkansas fan. We wouldn't add Georgia to our list, but we'll go grab a Kentucky or Vanderbilt and make it some type of rivalry. I mean, maybe it could do something. I know we're adding Texas to our schedule. Maybe we add Oklahoma too. It might be a good thing.
Yeah, speaking of which, Oklahoma and Arkansas, they have the Crimson and Red game that the basketball team plays. So if when we do add Oklahoma into the SEC, it's a possibility that that could happen. Mike, I know you're familiar with a little bit of the non-conference game, so
Yeah, I mean, I think it's about time. Majority everybody is playing non-conference games. And it's something that I'm here for. I want to see the SEC do it. I mean, you take away one of those cupcakes out of there, and you add a conference game. Let's see how those standings start looking. Do those standings still stay the same and things like that? I think that this is a true test. But I have seen where, because of the teams that are being added in these different conferences is the reason for this. I mean, heck, for some reason, the Big Ten is talking about going up to 10, and I'm just like, shit, nine hasn't fucking helped us at all. Excuse my French. But I just, I'm like, I'm at nine. If the SEC is going to go up to nine, to me, that's uniform. Everybody's at nine, no excuses. It's uniform. Let's do that, man. I'm with it.
My thing again, Mike, like I said, what would be the it wouldn't be much different than if we played Vanderbilt or Fresno State or I mean, what's the difference? I count those games as I would count that as a win as well. So
It's
I don't
not.
know.
It's not about that. It's like if you add that ninth game, you might not just get a. Maybe one year you have. You normally would play Bama on your schedule. Maybe one year, you'd have Georgia on your schedule. Well, now there could be a year where you don't just have one of those. You have both of those on your schedule. I understand you might be thinking of it from like adding or having to play one of the smaller SEC schools, but think about when instead of you just getting a couple of the Bama's, Georgia's, or Texas A&M. Like now you getting like multiples of those. So that's the part that I'm talking about on the part of the schedule that it could change because I know from experience like how it is to have like multiple. Like I feel like the Big Ten East is the best of the Big Ten, right? But then when you start adding teams who are top ranked like freaking Wisconsin on top of the schedule that we have, like it makes it harder. So, and then Tennessee's coming up too. So
I would like to play
yeah.
those teams, and we do rotate them in, but on a more normal basis, I would like to play those teams. I wouldn't like to play Georgia every year.